Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes, the summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune, and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Survey says!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
And good morning from the County Soccer Complex in Des Moines, the home of the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. It's opening day at State, and we've got an exciting matchup upcoming in Class 1A as the 8-seed Center Point-Urbana Storm and Pointers go up against the top seed, the Davenport Assumption Knights. And hello, soccer fans. It is great to have you with us from Iowa's capital city on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Alongside our crew, I'm Hunter Phillips. A pair of squads from eastern Iowa that are playing their best soccer of the season collide in our very first match. The Storm and Pointers from Center Point-Urbana, winners of the WAMAC West, have won 9 straight matches. But in front of them lie the perennial power of Davenport Assumption, the 5-time defending 1A champs. We'll now take a look at the road to state for both of these programs, and we begin with Center Point-Urbana arriving at state with a 15-3 record, defeated Hudson in the regionals to get to state. 70 goals on the season, top 10 in Class 1A, but they shared the ball extremely well. Third in 1A in assist with 65 on the year. Emily Bowie is the one to keep an eye on, 26 goals on the year, second in Class 1A by all freshmen. She is certainly a talented player. And then Yana Gross as well, 13 goals, 9 assists on the season. And then on the other side for Davenport Assumption, 14-4, but played a bevy of tough opponents from all sorts of classes to get here. They defeated Dubuque Wahlert in the Region 8 championship. 89 goals on the season, top 5 in Class 1A. And again, they have won 12 out of their last 14 games. They started the season at 2-2, but had a really tough road to start the season. Jay Jackson is the one to keep an eye on for Assumption, leading the team in goals, but also Grayson Ruggles. Those two will be taking their talents to the next level for collegiate soccer, but they want to keep the legacy alive here for this Assumption team. We'll step aside and take our first break. When we come back, we'll continue to get you ready for kickoff here at County. You're watching the Iowa High School Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
I want a drink.
And I want this free.
And I won this awesome ATV.
I can't get enough
Of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these. 'Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes, the summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes, the summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune, and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
Inching closer and closer to kickoff here at County Soccer Complex in Des Moines, the home of the Girls State Soccer Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We're here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, and what a matchup we have to start off day one here at State on this Tuesday morning. The 8-seed Center Point-Urbana Storm and Pointers going up against the top seed, the 5-time defending champs in Class 1A Davenport Assumption. And so both teams finishing up their warm-ups right now, and looks like we have very good crowds in attendance here for this one. Overcast morning here in Des Moines, about low 70s and a bit of a breeze kicking in and out that will be going towards the north here throughout the first match of the day. It's going to be a busy day of soccer here on the south side of Des Moines, and we have it all for you right here on the Girls Union Network, once again powered by Mid-American Energy. So again, Davenport Assumption coming into the state tournament, their 19th trip here at State, 15th straight appearance. That is a state record, 14-4, and like we mentioned, 2-2 to start the season for head coach Elizabeth Mouse, who collected her 100th career win earlier in the season, but knew that it was going to battle test them for this moment right here, getting to State and defeated Wahlert Catholic with a 6-0 win in the Region 1 championship to arrive here. But Center Point-Urbana, they have been relying on defense. That is what has got them here to State. They are a very confident squad coming in, 15-3. How about this? 12 of their 15 wins this season were by way of shutout. They've allowed 2 goals in the last 5 matches and had their hands full against Hudson in the Region 5 championship, winning 2-1. Emily Bowie connecting on one of the goals there for the Storm and Pointers. This is their 8th trip to the state tournament, their first since 2019, led by head coach Kevin Schmidt in his 2nd season, and a team that they're pretty accurate when they're able to connect with the ball. They are 5th in Class 1A in shots on goal, but they're a team that, again, has really relied on defense. And both of these teams, they feel like that is where their offense really starts. And so it will be fun to see how both of these teams try to test one another out here, especially in the opening portion of this match. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll meet the players for this morning's match and more as we get ready for state soccer here in Des Moines. You're watching the Iowa High School Girls State Soccer Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
I want a drink.
And I won this free.
And I won this awesome ATV.
I can't get enough.
Of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these. 'Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune, and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
And fans, before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa, and we'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen for their support of the two teams playing in our game today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Girl. Davenport Assumption and Center Point-Urbana, Game 1, Day 1, here at State. Hunter Phillips, along with our crew here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Delighted to have you with us here for what is a overcast, cool, and comfortable day for soccer here at County Soccer Complex. In a moment, we will meet each of the teams. We'll turn it over to our public address announcer as we officially get underway for 2022 Girls State Soccer here in Iowa's capital city.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to County Soccer Complex for the 2022 Iowa Girls State Soccer Tournament. And this 1A quarterfinal game between the Storm and Pointers from Center Point-Urbana and the Knights from Davenport Assumption. And now let's meet the teams. First, the non-starters for the visiting team, the Storm and Pointers. Number 3, Caitlin Hines. Number 5, Logan Keller. Number 8, Emma Gorton. Number 9, Mulaney Shildroth. Number 10, Brianna Knight. Number 11, Josie Klett. Number 12, Lucy Person. Number 13, Reese Johannes. Number 18, Hannah Kramer. Number 20, Emily Letts. Number 22, Cassidy Otto. Number 29, Ava Winger. Number 33, Addie Tupa. And the assistant coach for the Storm and Pointers is Julie Rasmussen. Now let's meet the non-starters for the home team, the Knights. Number 2, Grace Driscoll. Number 3, Aubrey Masterson. Number 4, Annika Ekstrom. Number 6, Allie Kirsten. Number 7, Caitlin O'Brien. Number 8, Maddie Nidji. Number 14, Emily Yates. Number 15, Heather Jondal. Number 16, Amy Wasilowski. Number 17, Maddie Toll. Number 18, Macy Ripslinger. And the assistant coach for Davenport Assumption, Michael Harrington. Now let's meet the starters for Center Point-Urbana. 00, Emerson Fleming. Number 1, Jay Brooker. Number 2, Keely Frank. Number 4, Tally Cole. Number 7, Peyton Leibel. Number 14, Madison Daly. Number 15, Yana Gross. Number 21, Allie Christensen. Number 24, Cassie Davis. Number 25, Kaylee Spurlock. And number 36, Emily Bowe. The head coach for the Storm and Pointers is Kevin Schmidt. And now your starters for Davenport Assumption. Number 1, Dawson Dorsey. Number 5, Annika Petula. Number 10, Natalie Bond. Number 11, Drew Dorsey. Number 12, Liv Holzbrink. Number 13, Grayson Ruggles. Number 20, Belle Langen. Number 21, Morgan Jennings. Number 22, Piper Seberg. Number 23, Jade Jackson. And number 27, Ellie Rolstad. Head coach for the Knights is Elizabeth Moss. Ladies and gentlemen, our officials for today's game, our referee, David Arnett. Our first assistant referee, Alec Clark. Our second assistant referee, Jeff Blanchard. And our fourth official, Trent Payne. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and face our nation's flag for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck to both teams today, and let's play some championship
And now
soccer.
we are just moments away from kickoff here at County Soccer Complex. Davenport and Assumption, they are wearing the road black kits with red numerals and lettering and white trim huddled up. Meanwhile, Center Point-Urbana, the home team, in their home white kits here this afternoon with navy blue numerals and lettering and trim as well. Plenty of fans making the drive from eastern Iowa. Two teams that arrive in Des Moines having played some of their best soccer, but only one will advance in what is a loaded 1A field for this Girls State Soccer Tournament. Before we do get underway, 68 degrees is our current temperature as we get set for kickoff here in Des Moines. Might be a chance here or there for a few sprinkles. Otherwise, it is going to be a cool and comfortable day for the opening day of state soccer. 10-mile-an-hour winds coming out of the north, which is to the right of your screen. Opening touch belongs to Center Point-Urbana, and we're underway. Storm and Pointers at state for the first time since 2019. But that back line of Assumption is going to be one that will be tricky for the Storm and Pointers to try to get through here this afternoon. Again, the wind pushing towards that end of the pitch. And it will be a throw-in here early for Assumption. 14-4. Arriving in state for the 15th consecutive trip. As we mentioned at the top of our broadcast, a state record. A program that knows what it takes to get here and excel when they get here. Controlling the possession for Assumption is Grayson Ruggles, the senior who will take her talents south to Tulsa to play soccer. So an early infraction on Assumption will allow a free kick for Center Point-Urbana. The Storm Pointers at 15-3. 8th trip here to state. But they have just been locked in on all cylinders. Annika Kutula had it there briefly for Assumption, but knocked away by Center Point-Urbana's Peyton Leibold. Leibold, one of 7 freshmen on this CPU squad. We're going to see many young up-and-coming players really making their mark here this week, but we'll have a chance to see many of them here as the goalkeeper gets in there for Center Point-Urbana. That is Emerson Fleming, a sophomore. Speaking of youth, the 2 goalkeepers for CPU, the sophomore Fleming and freshman Josie Klett, who has seen sparing minutes here this season. Fleming has done the majority of the goalkeeping duties. And a nice battle, but a foul on Assumption. And the fans for Center Point-Urbana just loving the grit here to start off this match. I have a feeling for Kevin Schmidt. He said, this is what we need to do, assert our will early. Good looking ball into the box. But the Knights had numbers. Deflected nicely off of Allie Christensen, the junior. Continuing to make a play off the throw-in. But back come the Knights. There in the middle, Jay Jackson, the top goal scorer for the Knights. But now here come the Storm and Pointers on the attack. That one just too far out of reach for Keely Frank. But that was well set up, I believe, by Emily Bowe, a player that is just scratching the surface in terms of her potential. That one struck out of the goal by Dawson Dorsey. Senior goalkeeper has been absolutely brilliant this season, but she'll say that it's her teammates that have really picked up the load here throughout the course of the season. Fleming there to chase it down for Center Point-Urbana. These are 2 teams that are very well sound defensively, do not give up much space, do not allow much for passing. But that will be a key for Center Point-Urbana, as they do rank within the top 5 in assists in the state. These are 2 teams that when they connect, they mean it. Both in the top 5 in shots on goal and shots on goal percentage. Kicking with the breeze to her back are the Knights. Tossing the throw in will be Annika Kutula, junior, who has a goal and 5 assists this season. Steady presence in the middle for the Knights. One of 5 juniors on this team. A play for it near the end line, but Fleming was in the right position. Past 5 minutes into our first half, just getting underway here on this cool, overcast Tuesday morning at County Soccer Complex. Hope everyone enjoyed their Memorial Day weekend. And thank you to all the servicemen and women. Played it nicely far side. Was Bowe again. They're flanked along the right side. As we mentioned, very busy day here on day one. Kicking off in less than 10 minutes in this 1A bracket. The 4 seed Bishop Heelan going up against the 5 seed Nevada. And then Des Moines Christian, the 2 seed, going up against Van Meter. Now a breakaway opportunity here for CPU, but it was well played and well defended by the Knights. Finally, at 10:45 this morning, the 3 seed Dyke New Hartford goes up against the 6 seed Underwood. That will close out the 1A field. That, again, is very loaded. And for Davenport Assumption, 3 teams within their own conference have made it here to state. Pleasant Valley, who, of course, is in 3A, and then in 2A, North Scott. Just, again, touching on just the amount of depth in their schedule, the talent that they had to face. That 2-2 start, one of those losses came against Pleasant Valley, a 1-0 defeat. Five straight shutouts for this Assumption team as Cotulla tried to jump in. And now the captain trying to push her way forward. That is Keely Frank, the senior. Midfielder has 11 assists, 5 goals, and leads the team in shots, or second on the team, rather, in shots with 48. Cotulla. Met up by Leibold. Kevin Schmidt clearly has a lot of confidence in the young core of players. Here's Bo in the middle. And you know that the Knights are going to want to keep an eye on number 36 throughout the course of the morning and into the early afternoon. Collecting it near midfield, Livia Holsbrink, junior. Both teams feeling one another out here in the first 10 minutes of action. Fleming comes up to collect. Just 5 goals allowed on the season for the sophomore, 53 saves. Allows less than half a goal per game. We touched on the amount of shutouts coming into state for Davenport Assumption, while CPU no slouch in that category. They've only allowed 2 goals in their last 5 matches. One of those goals came in that 2-1 win over Hudson and the Region 5 championship. But just an impressive number when 12 out of your 15 victories on the season were by blanking your opponent. The most goals they've allowed in a game this season is 2, but being pressured right now by Assumption. A play towards the corner. And now here are the Knights back in control. Cotulla playing it to the center. Header was not there. And that was last off of the Knights, so no corner kick. It will instead be a goal kick for center Point-Urbana. A Storm and Pointer squad where several of the seniors on this team made it to the 2019 state tournament. And what you'll also notice as well, the multi-sport athletes that are on this pitch here today have experience not only here at girls state soccer, but also state basketball, softball, well-rounded athletes and just familiar names that you see throughout the course of the years, no matter if it's at Wells Fargo Arena, up in Fort Dodge, the Harlan Sports Complex, or here at County. Not many options there for the Knights. The captain, Jade Jackson, what a season she has had. 27 goals, 8 assists on 70 shots. She She will be playing her collegiate soccer at Minnesota State Mankato, who have found a lot of talent here in the state of Iowa. Here is the aforementioned Jade Jackson. Sends it off to Rolfstad, the junior. Boy, it nearly had another good opportunity there as the Knights have really started to apply the pressure on this back line of the Storm and Pointers. Just a difficult pass could not be collected by Keely Frank. So that'll set up the Knights deep into the territory of the Storm and Pointers, but they are able to briefly take it away from the Knights, who arguably have the biggest target on their back of any team, no matter what class, here at State. That one gets over Fleming, and just a little too much on that one on the right post, but a right idea there for Davenport Assumption, looking to create here along the near side. Jackson was there, as well as Bailey Langen. Collision, center line, and a little too much. So we'll go back to Davenport Assumption, led by sixth-year head coach Elizabeth Moss. Over 100 wins in her career. Has guided Assumption to 5 titles, second most all-time to Rob Chapman, whose Valley Tigers are here at State, the defending 3A champs. But one of the best coaches in the state. Took over when they already had a winning pedigree and has just enhanced it. There's Jackson with a quick turn. But Emerson Fleming, that time in a good spot, tries to set up Bowe. Center field, but you see those black kits. The Knights always surrounding the ball. Tripped up, but that time, foul on Assumption gives it back to CPU. So while Davenport Assumption has 11 state titles to their name, Center Point-Urbana is looking for their first state title. And what better way to punch your ticket to the semifinal round if you can knock off one of the top programs in state history. So a throw in for CPU. That from Jay Brooker. Senior defender has just been so stalwart there along that back line for the Storm and Pointers all season long. But at least in this first half, you can probably hear the wind here at County Soccer Complex. The Storm and Pointers are kicking into that wind here in this first half. Again, in the white kits. And the 8th seed here in this 1A bracket. Bowe, the lone Storm and Pointer right there. Again, just a freshman. Rick collects nicely, hooks up with Frank. Here comes Bowe. Has to try to splice her way between 3 Knight defenders. But that just shows the breakaway speed that the young player has already in her arsenal. Not giving up on it is Allie Christensen, making things difficult for the Knights. Back line right there for Center Point-Urbana. But picked off by the Knights. Trying to weave through was Drew Dorsey. Other than a great cross opportunity for Jade Jackson just about 5 minutes ago, Center Point-Urbana has had the answers, but primarily the Knights have put on the heat on the Storm and Pointer squad. These two teams did not meet during the regular season. In fact, just the third meeting ever between these two schools. First meeting since 2018. They have not met here at the state soccer tournament. But both from the eastern portion of the state. A couple hours drive here to Des Moines. And now we will have our first substitution of the match, and it will be for Center Point-Urbana. Substitutions are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Reese Johannes, again another young player, freshman, entering the match for Center Point-Urbana. Both of these teams with fairly deep benches. Able to develop players early on, and these are two teams that, when you talk to them coming in, just the chemistry, not only on the field but off the field, is what has led them here, and that is just growing up together, playing club soccer, and then connecting in high school. And Katula had the right idea going here to the near flank, but CPU with just the right formation. Is able to break it down. But they give it back to Assumption. Play to the middle. Morgan Jennings there for Assumption. Jennings, a senior that does have one goal this season. Again, known more so for just the ability to set her teammates up. Jay Brooker doing a phenomenal job there far side, but here's a big shot that is heaved and goes over the net. That was from Grayson Ruggles. 65 shots entering the state tournament. Her and Jackson have just been that 1-2 punch throughout the course of the season. Ruggles was very impressive in that win over Wahlert Catholic in the Region 1 championship. Scored 2 goals, along with Jay Jackson, who had 2 goals and 2 assists. Katula and Dorsey also with a goal, as the scoring was very spread out for Davenport Assumption. That's been a recipe for their success throughout the course of the season and really throughout the course of their history. It's just a balanced approach. As the Storm and Pointers knock it away after the win against Wahlert Catholic, Jay Jackson said, I think one of the best qualities of our team is just our unselfishness, and that we're all looking to set each other up. We have the ability to find each other's feet so well, and that's something as a captain that I'm so proud. That's everything that we try to do. As Fleming, once again, has been really backed up here throughout the course of this opening half. She said, we've had so much chemistry, not only in that win, but throughout the last 2 weeks, and how the team has really just come together. Again, Jackson 23 right there, 5th in 1A in goals with 29. Shots there, and it's a goal as the Knights strike first. When in doubt, go to your captain. Jade Jackson with her 30th goal of the season. One of the top goal scorers in 1A. So they put back 18:54 on the clock. Officials making sure that the right time was put up. And now the Storm and Pointers are going to have to respond after the Knights break through first. Katula searching for Jackson. Ruggles. Jackson trying to split it through the defender to Dorsey. Dorsey, just a freshman. Comes from a family of great athletes. Of course, her older sister Dawson is the goalkeeper for Assumption. Center Point-Urbana trying to weather the storm here early by the Knights. They've had brief moments here and there. But the pace has really been controlled by the 5-time defending champs. Jackson. She ran into her defender. Good show of sportsmanship there. It's going to be called for the foul. Tally Cole was the one that absorbed the contact there for CPU. A squad that has not given up many goals this season, but are battle-tested, have won 9 straight matches entering the state tournament. Looking to find something that will go their way. There is Cole. Christensen. Dug up very well. There she hit the turf. That's Grayson Ruggles. And off the throw-in. Had the deflection. Just does it on both ends. Here is Jackson, the captain, to Ruggles. Dorsey trying to get by. Puts up a shot, and it's just wide left. And now the first substitution of the match here for Davenport Assumption, whose fan base loves what they are seeing from their squad. Substitutions brought to you by IMT Insurance. Maddie Nidji is in the game for the first time today for Assumption. Collecting it is Frank. Ruggles. Just been everywhere in the middle. Dorsey was there, but an offside. So while this sets it up, for Ruggles, just outside the box, so not a penalty on Assumption, but rather on CPU. Ruggles was trying to keep the Storm and Pointers off guard. So while both teams battle for it here, fans, as a reminder, Central College has a tuition price less than $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. 1-0 Davenport Assumption over Center Point-Urbana. In our first game here at the Girls State Soccer Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. It was Jade Jackson that got the Knights on the board first at the 18:51 mark, at her 30th goal of the season, and that was just a beauty of a strike that came from the center. Just outside of the box, and that is just a spot where number 23 has the green light. Physicality ramping up, and again, it will set up a free kick for Grayson Ruggles. You just don't know what she will do when put in this position. Tries to slip it to the left, towards the back. Holzbrink had an opportunity briefly, but how about Dorsey crashing in? Excellent diving play to clear it out briefly, but now the Knights all are on the side of the Storm and Pointers. Ruggles with a left-footed strike, deflected out by the goalkeeper, Fleming. Well, that will set up our first, at least it should set up our first corner kick of the morning. So it will be a corner kick, and it is presented by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. It is the first Kruger Seed corner kick. A lot of bodies there in front of the net, but Fleming is able to wrap the ball in her lap. Brief scare for the Storm and Pointers, but they are hanging tough. So we have less than 12 minutes to play in our opening half. Jackson. Cotuel was there, but Frank was able to knock it ahead. And now here's Emily Bowe, someone that CPU really wants to get involved. Had a brief breakaway earlier in the half, but those kind of opportunities have been few and far between here in our opening half at County Soccer Complex. Throw in from in front of the bench for Assumption. Drew Dorsey, the nearest Knight in the vicinity. And now another IMT substitution here for Center Point-Urbana. And it will be Kaylee Spurlock, junior defender, who did get the start, but a defender that you really don't want to keep on the bench for too long, to try to keep the score where it is and try to create a rebound opportunity. Looking back behind was Addie Tupa. Right idea for the Storm and Pointers, but the Knights were there to converge on Tupa, the freshman. Bowe trying to get around Lavia Holzbrink. Jackson ahead to Kotula. But Fleming is there to chase it and bring it in. Kotula just has that top end speed and saw that she had just the right matchup. Not sure if you could hear the Assumption fans in the stand telling number 5 that you've got the green light. You've got a clear lane ahead of you. But that also was an opportunity for center Point-Urbana to regroup defensively. Less than 9 minutes to play in what has been a fun back and forth opening half here at County Soccer Complex. But the possession has been controlled by Assumption. But CPU, as good as a defensive unit as they are, they're going to make things difficult no matter the opponent. Booting this one into the win will be Tally Cole. Senior for CPU, one of 7 seniors on the squad. Connects with Reese Johannes. Out of play. Throw in for the Storm and Pointers. Bow. Flanks it to the right. Back to Bow. Haven't had to call Dawson Dorsey's name very often today. But that really the first real close opportunity at goal for center Point-Urbana, but it was well stuffed by the Knights. Bow once again. The lone Storm and Pointer there in the middle. Just as a freshman, again, can do a lot to create. But now on the flip side, here's the counter. Breaking back. Shot. And saved by Fleming. About as good a look as you are going to get against center Point-Urbana if you're Assumption. That was Drew Dorsey, who had a goal in that region win over Wallard Catholic and has 13 goals here on the season. Entering state 3rd on the team, but the leading goal scorer for center Point-Urbana trying to create near side. Jackson is able to meet up with it. Looking forward, Jackson, but catching up to it was Cole. Starting to read the passing lanes here of the Knights. Seeing a little bit of a pep in the step here for the Storm and Pointers. Still plenty of time to work with here in this first half, but want to go into halftime with a little bit more confidence as Ruggles played it to the center. Has had 2 free kick opportunities, set plays, and also a corner kick. But to no avail. Piper Seberg Jr. not only was able to receive the ball, but then able to thwart off the top offensive threat from collecting it, CPU. 5 to play here in our first half. Fans upset about the officials letting play continue. But the winner of this match will go on to face the winner of the 4 versus 5 matchup on Thursday. Back here at Field 9 at the County Soccer Complex. It'll be Bishop Heelan or Nevada. The winner of that match will face the winner of this match in the next round. Center Point-Urbana trying to create here down the stretch of this opening half. That gets knocked away by Leibold. Ruggles. Dorsey going there and just wide right. Fleming did everything that she could to try to disrupt the timing there for Drew Dorsey. That's her second shot here of this opening half. CPU once again will be going to the bench. Cassidy Otto, the junior, makes it another IMT substitution. Center Point-Urbana will gladly like to switch ends of the pitch for the second half. They've had trouble kicking into the wind, although at 10 miles an hour feels like it is just a little bit more breezier than that. Ruggles showing such balance. Dorsey in the middle. Given enough space, Catula. Here's Jackson, who got them on the board first. Deflected nicely by the back line of Center Point-Urbana. The Storm and Pointers now on the move. Looking for Bo, but so steady is this Assumption team when things break open even to the slightest. They have the discipline and the numbers, but Center Point-Urbana, ever since kickoff, has shown just a lot of grit and toughness out there, and hoping that it can pay off here with a goal. Less than 2 minutes to play here in our opening half. And now back come the Knights. Dorsey with the wheels, but 2 Storm and Pointers were there to meet up with Dorsey. Ruggles for Assumption. Sends it wide. Brooker was there to knock it away. Ball stays inside the touchline. Stays in play. There will be a throw-in there from the far corner. Only one corner kick thus far in this first half. That was for Davenport Assumption. That came fairly late in the half. Otherwise, set pieces been few and far between. 3 in total for Assumption. Wow. Center Point-Urbana is looking for their first. 30 seconds left to go in our opening half. And again, booting it into the wind. The Storm and Pointers are trying to keep this at a 1-0 deficit. Dorsey once again, number 11, has been active here this afternoon. Final ticks here in the half. A sprint to the finish, but no play for either squad. And that will put a close to an exciting first half of action here at County Soccer Complex, where the top seed Davenport Assumption leads the 8th seed Center Point-Urbana after 40 minutes of soccer 1-0. We'll step aside and take a break. When we come back, we'll have our halftime coverage next here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
I want a drink.
And I won this free.
And I won this awesome ATV.
I can't get enough
of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these. Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Survey says!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
And we have reached halftime here on the Iowa High School Girls State Soccer Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Alongside our fantastic crew here at County Soccer Complex, I'm Hunter Phillips. 1-0, the advantage for Davenport Assumption over Center Point-Urbana here at halftime. At the 18:51 mark, it was Jade Jackson, the senior captain, that was able to split through the pipes for the Knights, her 30th goal of the season, and one of 4 shots that unofficially the Knights were able to put up against Center Point-Urbana, who kind of had their backs to the wall for most of that half, but still played very tough and sturdy defense throughout the course of the opening 40 minutes. They did have a few breakaway counter opportunities with Emily Bowe, but nothing that could quite get a shot off for Dawson Dorsey, who did have to collect one save there in that opening half. Our match 1 of 4 going on right now here at the County Soccer Complex on the south side of Des Moines, and a match that the fans of this match are keeping an eye on as well. The winner of this game will go on to face Bishop Heelan or Nevada. That one right now in the opening half still 0-0, and other games in progress right now. We've heard some cheering behind us, so a lot of fun has been had here at County Soccer Complex as we're just getting underway for day 1 here at State. Again, 1-0 is our score here at halftime. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
I want a drink.
And I won this free.
And I won this awesome ATV.
I can't get enough
of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these. Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
Fans' official state tournament merchandise is now available online. Just go to IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. 1-0 is our score here at halftime at County Soccer Complex. Game 1 of day 1 here at State in the 1A bracket. Davenport Assumption, the 5-time defending state champs, up 1-0 over Center Point-Urbana, the 8th seed, making their first trip here at State in 2 years. Was last year, or 3 years rather, was last year in 2019. Sun's starting to peek out here at the County Soccer Complex, and still a little bit of a breeze that has played effect for both squads, and certainly will for Assumption, who we will be playing into that wind going into the second half. But for Assumption, it was their captain and leading goal scorer, Jay Jackson, that got them on the board with just less than 19 minutes left to play in the opening half at the 18:51 mark. Just a beautiful strike just from atop the box there in the center with her right foot, and it got past the young goalkeeper there for Center Point-Urbana, Emerson Fleming. Just the 6th goal that she has allowed this season. Goals are very hard to come by for both of these squads, but it has been Davenport Assumption that has really put on the majority of the pressure, the majority of the possession here through one half of play. But as we switch sides of the pitch, a lot can happen. Both teams playing with a lot of confidence as they enter the state tournament. 9 straight wins for Center Point-Urbana coming into state, and of course, a team that never lacks confidence entering state, and Davenport Assumption. We'll go ahead and take one more break. When we come back, we'll have your second half here for you, here from Iowa's capital city. This is the Iowa High School State Girls Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
I want a drink.
And I want this free.
And I won this awesome ATV.
I can't get enough
of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these. Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune, and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
Almost ready for our second half here at County Soccer Complex in Des Moines. Girls State Soccer Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Cool and comfortable Tuesday morning here in Iowa's capital city. The sun ducking in and out of the overcast skies here on the south side of Des Moines. Still a bit of a breeze blowing into the north end of the pitch. Assumption will carry a 1-0 advantage into our final 40 minutes of regulation over Center Point-Urbana. Once again, the winner of this game will either face Bishop Heelan or Nevada. The last update that we received, still a 0-0 contest on Field 8 just behind us. We are here at Field 9. Starting the day off with 4 1A matches. Then our next match here on Field 9, it'll be the 1 versus 8 matchup in Class 2A. Dallas Center Grimes 19-0 for the first time in school history. We'll go up against North Polk. We'll wrap up the day, of course, with 3A. And here on Field 9, that will be West Des Moines Valley, the defending champs, taking on the 8 seed Muscatine. Fun-filled day full of soccer. Delighted to have you with us. No better way to start it off than with this matchup here. A pair of squads from the eastern part of the state. And as you can hear from our public address announcer, a lot of fans have made their way here to Iowa's capital city. Plenty from Davenport. And a good contingent from the Center Point-Urbana region of Iowa. Davenport Assumption once again in the black road kits with red numerals and lettering, white trim. And the home squad is Center Point-Urbana in their home white kits. Do have a navy blue shorts as part of those kits. Navy blue numerals and lettering and trim for the 8 seed Center Point-Urbana, who really did end the first half strongly. As many chances as they had seen really throughout the beginning of the match. And again, wind is going to be a factor today, as you could probably hear the wind back home. But in this half, it is going to be Davenport Assumption that will have the difficult task of kicking into that wind. CPU will have the wind to their back, and they're going to look to really stretch the field and really try to test this back line of Assumption. Collecting it is Keely Frank, senior midfielder. What a throw in for the Knights. 15th straight appearance for the Knights, who bring it over to the near side with Rolfstad. Up top, Langen. Dorsey, who was able to muster a pair of shots in the opening half. Had possession, but then with a little too much contact, knocked over her opponent. And she is called for the foul. A physical match, no doubt, thus far. Two programs that hang their hat on defense. That's what really stirs the drink, so to speak, for both of these teams. It's how their defense can create offense. Jade Jackson got the scoring started for the Knights. Tough collision there from straight away, and luckily for Center Point-Urbana, Tally Cole, senior defender, was able to get up rather quickly. Just as tough as they come. Fleming is able to run up to collect the loose ball. As we touched on, Fleming, just a sophomore, has been a great goalkeeper this season for CPU. The goal that she let through in the opening half was just the 6th allowed on the season. Jackson trying to knock it away for Assumption. Play Right in the middle, Jay Brooker. Giving chase is Cassie Davis, junior midfielder. Ball will belong back to the Knights. Deep within their own corner. And with the wind blowing sternly right at them, how much pressure in these kind of situations is CPU going to put on? Bo has constantly had at least 2 defenders around her all afternoon. But has still had some clean moments here throughout the match. Kotula for Assumption. Right flank. And sends it out right in front of the CPU bench. Center Point-Urbana, a team that when they are connecting on shots, they are with a purpose. So the ball will go back to Davenport Assumption. 290 shots on goal as a team this year, 5th in Class 1A. But for Davenport Assumption, they have emphatically gotten by their last set of opponents. 5 straight shutouts for this Assumption squad. And over the last 5 games, they have outscored their opponents 37-0. Pretty impressive, and especially the offensive display that they were able to put up against Wahlert Catholic. Totaled 37 shots, 16 of which were on goal. They only allowed 2 shots for Wahlert Catholic, but here is Bo trying to change that. But out in front of it is the senior goalkeeper Dawson Dorsey. 91 saves on the season, has allowed 12 goals on the year. .81 goals against average for the multi-sport athlete Dawson Dorsey. Standout basketball player for the Knights. Wind dying down briefly. Allows for a clean throw in. But now Dorsey will wait for her teammates to get down pitch. Trying to pick it off in midair was Peyton Leibolt. Now we'll go back to the Storm and Pointers. Goal that they allowed in the first half. Center Point-Urbana just the 3rd goal that they have allowed now in the last 6 matches. Good looking cross there, convening in. There for a second was Ellie Rofstad. Ruggles deflected out, it stays in play. Tremendous athleticism shown by Emerson Fleming. That ball was well struck in her direction, and to deflect it with her left hand, and then not only that, but to have the angle to keep it in bounds to eliminate a corner kick opportunity. Well done by the sophomore goalkeeper. Bo. Ruggles. What a battle that has been throughout the course of the morning. Ruggles changes directions. Drew Dorsey was the intended receiver. The back line. Belly Langan. Back and forth. Start to the second half. Both teams trading opportunities. But Assumption just trying to pick up where they left off in the first half. Here are our opening 10 minutes of the second half. Jay Jackson. Langan. Playing it out wide. Dorsey shot. But right there was Fleming. Just knows where to be positionally. Just a light flick of a third shot from Drew Dorsey, who has had a number of good looks throughout the course of the match. And a little bit of a frustration play that time by Dorsey. And a member for CPU. Defender is slow to get up. And that is Tally Cole, who has faced a couple of tough collisions in the second half alone. Just a player that has gave it her all throughout her career at CPU and here today at State. Cole, one of those seniors that was on the last State team back in 2019. Bo trying to create separation. Keeps the possession for CPU. We'll throw it in on Assumption's side of the pitch, but they're able to quickly take it away. Jackson. Dorsey has really shown off that speed and has been an available recipient down pitch throughout the course of the day, along with Annika Katula, who races in from the far side. And it's cleared away by Cole and company for Center Point-Urbana. So a brief stoppage here that will allow a substitution to enter for Center Point-Urbana. Once again, substitutions in this morning's match are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Thank you to IMT Insurance and all of our sponsors for being on board here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Busy week here at County Soccer Complex. Crew working yesterday to get all of the equipment set up, to be able to deliver the sights and sounds to all of you back home. It looks like throughout the course of the week, not only are the girls playing here at County, but also the boys as well. These pitches are going to be awfully busy here throughout the week, but should be in for some great weather throughout the week as we cross into the month of June. The halfway point here of calendar year of 2022. And that will bring up a corner kick, the second of the match. Here for Davenport Assumption. That was Langen providing the pressure. So a Kruger Seeds corner kick, first class seed, first name service. Well struck. Ruggles catches up to it. Langen was the one to boot that corner kick. But CPU has been steady even throughout all of the pressure provided by Davenport Assumption. Player for Assumption slow to get up as action resumes. I believe that was Ruggles. Slow to get up, but is able to get up on her own power. Still has a hand around her lower back, so certainly something to keep an eye on. May have to exit the match here for a brief second to get some rest, but certainly a player that Assumption does not want to be without. One of their top goal scorers and someone who sets up a lot of options for her teammates. Center Point-Urbana awarded the ball. A foul whistled near the midline. Fan base for Assumption not a fan of the call. But the free kick quickly just taken away from Assumption. Langen trying to hook up with Dorsey. Running up is Rolfstad. This near side platoon here for the Knights has really done a stellar job of reading passes, and you could hear the communication there from Jackson, the captain, as Fleming charges up to retrieve it. Davenport Assumption, winners of the last 5 1A championships. They've won 11 as a program, most championships in state history. And going back to Jay Jackson, who has the one and only goal of our match thus far. After that win against Wahlert Catholic in the region championship, as Dorsey lets it fly. Ball stays in here for Rolfstad. That just trickled down the end line. And now the Storm Pointers will just allow their goalkeeper to once again retrieve it. Jay Jackson touching on the legacy of this program. She said it's a legacy. That's all I can really say. To be able to be the senior class that potentially can get a 6th straight championship at state, that would be just a great title to continue that run that players like Carly King, Molly Gervais, all those players have started for us. That would be really icing on the cake, and to do that as a senior would be amazing. Really, what more motivation do you need than to just build off of the legacy of the players that come before you, and just really shows really the fabric of soccer there in Davenport, and especially with this Assumption program. The respect that they have for the players that came before them and paving the way for future generations. An unselfish Assumption squad who has the 1-0 advantage, but Center Point-Urbana has taken a few of the punches thrown by Assumption and have hung in tough. 2 IMT substitutions now in for the Center Point-Urbana Pointing Stormers. Storm and Pointers trying to create from the middle, but that has been the story of the day. Quickly picked up. Collected by Reese Johannes, the freshman. Saw significant minutes there in the opening half. But thus far today, Assumption has had the answer. Jackson. And that ball just squirted along the end line for some time. Jackson just did not get the footing needed to be able to put a powerful strike there. Goal kick for Center Point-Urbana. Have a feeling this is a team that is going to be making it here to Des Moines at County for years to come with such tremendous underclassmen. 7 freshmen in total on this team, 4 sophomores, and all of which see extensive playing time. On top of that, you have 6 juniors that will be coming back next season. So these are 2 squads that you better get used to seeing here in 1A. Play a bevy of talented opponents in the eastern portion of the state. Not only 1A opponents, but they sprinkle in 2A, sometimes 3A opponents. For Davenport Assumption, members of the Mississippi Athletic Conference. They're one of 3 teams from the conference to make it here to state. Pleasant Valley, a 3A squad that was able to get past the Knights early on in the season 1-0, and North Scott, who is in the 2A field. Battle tested as Dorsey, with her height, at the good header. But Fleming is able to take it away, and now CPU trying to catch the Knights sweeping. Boy, and a rare misplay for Piper Seberg. And for Brianna Knight and for Center Point-Urbana, those are the kind of plays that maybe energize them. Jade Jackson. Here's Dorsey. He's trying to bob and weave through the pair of Storm and Pointers, but to no avail. Now here comes Knight. Got tripped up by the grass, it looked like initially, but they are going to get Ruggles for the trip. So you could say this is the best set piece opportunity for the Storm and Pointers to try to equalize things with less than 18 and a half minutes to go in regulation. The wind is to their back. Playing it will be Madison Daly. And the pass gets picked off by Ruggles. Ruggles once again taking her talents to the next level to play at Tulsa. Storm and Pointers on the counter. Dawson Dorsey diving in. Now a little kinks in the armor for Davenport Assumption and the Knights as CPU has really started to turn up the pressure. After plenty of back and forth action, IMT substitutions in for both teams. Fresh legs important here in this stage of the match. Jackson off the misplay. Flicks it ahead with the right. Katula driving in. Gets tripped up. But a clean play made by Tally Cole, showing off the toughness throughout the day. Exiting the match is Ellie Rolfstad for Assumption. Maddie Nidji back in for the Knights. That IMT substitution. And Nidji was actually the best personnel there for that play along the left post, but too strong. So as the Storm Pointers try to create off the goal kick, now they're on the defense. Seberg right there for Davenport Assumption. Hey fans, again, Central College has a tuition price less than $18,600. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. Less than 15 minutes to play in regulation here at County Soccer Complex. A unique backspin keeps it alive for Assumption, but they just send it to the end line, well defended by the Storm and Pointers. On paper, you just figured that this had the makings of being a physical, low-scoring match, and that's how it has played out. On the goal kick, formation drawing in. Jackson. It's slipped up. Back with the possession. Knifing through. Oh, and the ball went off of the defender right underneath the chin. That is going to leave a mark, but it does not reach the goalkeeper. That is sacrificing your body right there. I believe that was Tally Cole. We will certainly need a few ice packs after this match is over. Nidji, near corner. Holsbrink to the center. Off the side of the foot of Drew Dorsey. Dorsey unofficially with 3 shots on the afternoon. Jackson. Dorsey once again right there along with Catula. But now charging forward are the Storm and Pointers. Trying to get numbers here as they take it to the Knights' end of the pitch. Bow. Keeley Frank. Nidji doing a nice job off of the bench. Ruggles. And Ruggles, after she gave up possession, bulldozed Kaylee Spurlock, the junior defender. And now center Point-Urbana will go to their bench once more here. On the next dead ball, they will have 3 new players coming in. Dawson Dorsey taking matters into her own hands. Has been asked to do a little bit more here in the second half. Briefly saw action in front of her in the opening half. Addie Tupa. Collected by Ruggles. And officials will place the ball here for a free kick. it in for Ruggles, who immediately takes off. Ruggles trying to split the defense. And now you can get a sense of the urgency starting to pick up here for center Point-Urbana. Hoping that their season does not come to an end here this morning. Now they will have 4 new players enter the match. Kevin Schmidt, second-year head coach, first time taking center Point-Urbana here to the state tournament, rolling the dice for this IMT substitution. Wondering if this combination can do the trick. Lucy Person, one of those new players, just checked in, and there's a shot that just goes wide left. Second shot of the match for center Point-Urbana. And that's what can happen when Emily Bowe really gets a good swing at it. That is her 98th shot of the season. And as we've highlighted throughout the course of the morning, the top goal scorer with 24 entering the state tournament. From the far side, knocked away by Olivia Holzbrink. The Knights bring it into CPU territory and knocked out by the Storm and Pointers. So nestled there right along the goal. Ball gets past the end line. That will bring up a corner kick. The third one of the match here for Davenport Assumption. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first class seed, first name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. Can they take advantage of the Kruger Seeds corner kick? Cannot. Quickly wrapped up by the Storm and Pointers. Less than 8 to play in regulation. A little extracurricular shove there. Enforced by Morgan Jennings, the senior defender, with just a little bit of a nudge. And enough for the official to call it against Assumption. The win pushing it over the back line of Piper Seberg. Dawson Dorsey recognizing that. Just how quickly this Assumption team can counter. And another Kruger Seeds corner kick. Fourth of the match for Assumption. Third of the second half. And now IMT substitutions in for both teams. If you're just joining us, the one and only goal for Davenport Assumption came in the latter stages of the opening half. At 18:51, it was Jade Jackson that was able to net it from outside the box. Otherwise, it has just been a gridlock of a match. Here to start this 1A bracket, Fleming has done a terrific job at goal here throughout the course of the morning. Trying to stretch the field is Center Point-Urbana. Their first trip here to state in 3 years. Trying to equalize this match against the perennial power that is Davenport Assumption, the 5-time defending champs. And officials let play continue. And now the sun really beaming here at County Soccer Complex with the wind still howling, and it will throughout the course of the day. But it has not phased Assumption one bit playing into this wind. CPU trying to draw something up. A young and up-and-coming team is trying to build off of this experience, not only for next season, but to potentially get into the semifinal round. They have a lot of work to do against a Assumption team that has not allowed a goal in the last 5 matches. Something was going to have to give in this match. And through the gusty elements, it's been a fun one. Jackson had a brief touch. Dorsey is the one sending it. Approaching 4 minutes to play. You could hear the Center Point-Urbana faithful encouraging the team to kind of speed things up. And that time is starting to run out here in regulation. Piper Seaberg. Oh, just how good she has been along that back line, just knowing where to go and use the word steady. That has just been her MO. So with around 2 minutes to go in our match, we'll go ahead and announce our Casey's General Stores Player of the Game. I have a feeling if things stay put right now, who's going to get the nod. Center Point-Urbana going back to the bench. Fresh legs here for the final 3 minutes and change. Also the play of Maddie Nidji, drawing the foul, their far side. Entered the match about 20 minutes ago. It's just been that spark plug to do what is needed. Ruggles with the free kick. Jackson had a good look at it. But now here, on the last set of opportunities here out of the goal kick for Center Point-Urbana. Emily Bowe. Has not had many touches here today. When she's had them, they have been good, but it's few and far between. Dorsey to the center and booted away. So while we do have time here, I do want to name our Casey's Player of the Game, and that is Jade Jackson, the senior captain, as the one and only goal in this match, and that came at the 18:51 mark of the first half. So Jade Jackson is our Casey's Player of the Game. Fans, Casey's is proud to sponsor the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and today's Player of the Game. Casey's is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans and making sure there's fresh pizza ready win or lose. Sign up for new Casey's Rewards, the rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points for Casey's cash, fuel discounts, or donations to local schools. Less than a minute to play in regulation. Assumption trying to hang on. Center Point-Urbana trying to tie things up and force overtime. Here we go. Bo. Here's Frank collecting it. Left flank. That gets deflected out last off of Center Point-Urbana. It's now the final 10 seconds here. Assumption taking their time, and the 5-time defending champs are moving on to the semis with a gritty 1-0 victory over the 8th seed Center Point-Urbana. Center Point-Urbana ends a magical season at 15-4. Meanwhile, for Assumption, they improve to 15-4. Now we will turn things over to our public address announcer for the trophy presentation here at midfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the field for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medallions, every player will receive a commemorative soccer ball and bag tag provided by Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards today representing the Girls Union is Jason Esslinger. Congratulations to head coach Kevin Schmidt and the Storm of Pointers from Center Point-Urbana on an outstanding 2022 soccer season.
A tremendous season for Center Point-Urbana, receiving their participation trophy here, reaching the quarterfinal round of the state soccer tournament. Tremendous season for Kevin Schmidt and his Storm and Pointers, and know that they are going to be back. And speaking of being back, Davenport Assumption, they move on to the semifinals, and they will face the winner of Bishop Heelan and Nevada on Thursday right here at Field 9 at the County Soccer Complex. So 1-0 the win for Davenport Assumption over Center Point-Urbana in our opening game of the 1A bracket here on the Girls Union Network. So that will do it for us here from the County Soccer Complex. On behalf of our entire crew, with our producer Dave Mabel and all of us here in Des Moines, I'm Hunter Phillips, and thank you for watching our live coverage of the 2022 Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.